it's Lighthouse Angel. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining me here on your Tuesday. I've got some good stuff for you. It all looks very positive. So I went ahead and already got the overall energy for the reading. I'm going to clarify some cards, and I've got some messages from the box of wisdom for you today. And I was called to get you a scripture, to start out the reading with the scripture about courage. So I'm going to talk about that. If you're new to my channel, on this channel we focus on taking you from zero to hero in your own life, giving you the tools and information that you need to grow and expand and come in alignment with the best version of yourself, and always, always, always keeping the divine number one. And if you are a subscriber to my channel, I just want to send you so much love and gratitude for supporting what I'm trying to do here. I truly do appreciate it at the bottom of my heart. Okay, so let's get started with the scripture. Now, I was called to the scripture and then these cards came out, and I didn't realize it just a couple seconds ago that these cards actually reflect the scripture I'm going to read you. So it's kind of interesting. So the scripture I was called to that had to do with courage, right? It says, it's 2 Chronicles 15:7. It says, "Be strong and do not give up, for your work will be rewarded." Okay? So if you have started something or are working on something, right, and you are waffling on whether to give up on something, the divine is coming through with this scripture of courage about being strong and not giving up. You are going to be rewarded for your efforts here. Okay? So don't give up, okay? So I feel like someone needed to hear that. And I think it kind of goes with this reading. So now I didn't pick any of these cards. These are the cards when I shuffled them, they came out. It says, "The reason some people have walked away from you for no reason has nothing to do with you. They have been removed from your life because the universe is taking you somewhere new. They have already served their purpose in your life. Let them go and keep moving forward. Greater is coming." Okay? So I just heard the word purge. So you could be people, places, situations, opportunities. You may be jobs. You may be purging them, or you're finding that they're falling off. You know, I'm hearing falling off. Like maybe you're like, wow, okay. All of a sudden that person isn't responding the same or speaking to you in the same way, or maybe they're not even responding to you at all anymore, right? Just know that it's part of the divine plan, and by allowing that, now I'm hearing shedding, allowing you to shed those layers, right? Now you're ready to grow through that level, like you're going up, right? Kind of like a mushroom as it pokes through the ground, right, and blooms up. It's like that's the vision I'm getting, right? Maybe it's now the seeds that you planted can now bloom by shedding off what was holding you back or no longer serving you, or people in your life that were keeping you stuck, right? Because the next card that came out was success. It says, "Choosing the right direction and actively overcoming difficulties." You're on the right track, which is, I immediately was called to this card after I read that scripture. It's like, don't give up because you're on the right track. It's leading to your success, but maybe there was someone or something, or maybe you were on the wrong path. Now that layer has shedded, I just keep getting shedded, okay? You're coming into your success now, which is why the divine wants you to keep moving forward. Don't look back, okay? You're not going there, right? Whatever needed to be released or is being released out of your life, know it's part of the divine plan, and release it with love, right? Okay? And then we have the snail spirit. It says patience. It says slow down and take care of yourself and know you will arrive in perfect divine timing. So something could have been going slow for you, right? Or you may have needed to slow down in order to take care of yourself, to get that second wind or second perspective about your situation. But even though it's going slow here, or you may feel it's going slow, it is going to be successful here, which is why I feel like I was called to give you that scripture about courage, about keep going, and that your efforts are going to be rewarded here, even though it may seem like it's been slow, okay? But maybe the divine slowed it down so you could take care of yourself. Maybe you were overdoing it. But just know that you are exactly where you are meant to be right now. You're on track here, okay? But there was something that you needed to release, okay? Or get a different perspective on. And by getting that different perspective, that higher perspective, you were able to see and allow things to fall away. Leave your life knowing that it's leading you to something greater here. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so let's get a couple of clarifiers, and then I'll get you some messages from the box of wisdom. Okay. Okay. We have ascending. It says, keep rising in the ranks. You are meant to be in charge, power, and prosperity. Okay. So I feel like whatever had to fall away, right, is now, like, this is kind of like what I was saying, you know, where the seeds that you had planted in the past, right, are now going to be blooming, like now blooming out of the soil here. And that's what I'm kind of getting with this ascending here. It's like you're rising, because it says rising in the ranks here, but I'm getting elevation, going up. Where you may have not been seen or felt like you weren't being seen, right? Because the seeds that you were planting were under the soil. So maybe you didn't feel like they were being seen by anyone, right? Focusing on yourself here, knowing that in perfect divine timing, there'll be success here, and allowing things to fall away that no longer serve you, right? Well, the divine's getting ready to elevate you here. It's going to be success. You are on the right track, even though, you know, it's been slow and steady here. Or maybe it's even, you maybe even feel like that it's going so slow that you're questioning whether to give up on it. That could be your story based on the scripture in the beginning that I read. But I just heard you're going to the top. So this is why the divine doesn't want you to give up here. Okay, and it says simple living, no worries. Everything you need will be provided. Enjoy your life. Okay, this could be where you are, the divine is ascending you to here. Now, there's two mice here, so this could be a person supporting your path here. I'm also getting that you are, I always look at, there's all these little ropes around this hot air balloon. And when I think about balloons, it's divine. The balloon is divine timing. And it talks about divine timing on this patience card. This is like you waiting for the divine to elevate you, ascend you to a higher level, right? And these cords or ropes, right? The divine is cutting all. These are all everything that has walked away from you. These energetic cords of people, situations, opportunities, everything that no longer serves you, right? That you've allowed to be cut from your life or walk away from your life or you cut them, right? Release them. Now that that's all done, it could be even like old mindsets or old habits or addictions or people that no longer serving you or jobs, whatever it may be for you. It's all going to be different because we're on different timelines. But you allowed the divine to cut those, or you taking action and being proactive and cutting those out. And now the divine says that you're ready. Divine timing is ready to ascend you to this higher level, right? That's going to is taking you to a new level of success here. Okay? And this could be somebody who's going to support your path here, because there's two people. It could be a partnership. Right? And I'm hearing it's taking you to a new level of happiness. That's what I just heard. Okay? But in order to allow the divine to elevate you to this next level, there were things that had to be cut out from your life. Now that that's been done, okay? Maybe we have patience here, and it takes time, right? To understand and see a higher perspective of things that need to be changed, or to allow the divine to do that healing work on you so those things can be released, right? Now that you're right on track, you're reaching a new level of success here, and now you're going to start enjoying your life. I heard in a new way. That's what I just heard. Okay. At the bottom we have abundance. Okay. It says you come into money or receive more than expected, more than enough. Okay. So that could be something that's coming into you that's leading to the success. But I'm going to get another card as well. This also could be someone that's coming in to help support this elevation, right? But you've had to be patient while the divine has been working on you, releasing things, right? So that this elevation could happen here. That's what I'm getting. Believe in magic. Okay, it says journey by moonlight. This could be something that's been hidden from you as well, because we've got the moon here. This also could be coming in during the next full moon. But this is going to feel like magic. Okay, because maybe you're somebody who's been waiting a long time, right? Being patient to the divine to divine's timing here, knowing it's going to be perfect. So when it comes in, it's going to feel like magic. The divine the divine can do anything, right? Which is why when the divine makes moves in your life, it feels like magic, okay? All right, so let's get some messages from the box of wisdom here. And see. Okay. We can get more clarity on maybe what this magic is, right? I just heard unexpected person. Okay, so take that how that resonates. Worry ends when faith begins. Yeah. I feel like if you're somebody who has been worrying about, okay, what do I do here? Do I, based on the scripture that I read in the beginning about having the courage to believe that your efforts are going to be rewarded, right? Not giving up. So maybe you're somebody who has been worrying about, your path. Maybe you've been worrying about divine timing, right? Because maybe I'm hearing slow and stagnant. So maybe you're worried about the path. Meanwhile, taking care of yourself. Okay, release those worries and fears, right? And replace them with faith. Okay, faith is going to bring you back into the light, right? This moonlight here. It's going to bring in the magic I just heard I just heard when you are writing faith, right? Instead of worry and fear, it's going to bring in the magic, okay? And worry and fear is of the shadow side. It's of the ego. It's having to have all the answers and believing in only what you can see, right? And the divine is asking you, I need you to believe in the unseen. I need you to believe in what I'm capable of doing here in your life. I'm also hearing in someone else's life. Okay, it could be this person, which is why patience has been needed here. But there is magic arriving. That's what I just heard. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Yeah. I feel like you're embracing what the divine has for you here. Okay? Believing in divine timing and believing in your path, right? Allowing the divine to guide you here and also allowing things to fall away in your life, bringing in that new level of success and light to your path. Because once you get out of your own way, then you allow the divine to come in and make those powerful moves. I just heard powerful moves. Okay? And this could be part of your destiny, since destined is sticking out here. And you may have started a new path, right? That your soul was calling you on. And maybe it brings in worry because, anytime we start something new, we always don't know where it's leading us, right? Or if you're needing financial stability, right? It can bring in worry because you're starting something new, right? But this destined is really sticking out to me. This is what you're meant to do. You may feel this is part of your destiny, which is why you need to keep believing in your path, right? Believing that your efforts are going to be rewarded here. You are going to have success. I mean, we have a huge trophy here. It's like you are going to be rewarded here. And that's interesting. Let me go back to that scripture again because that just came to me. It says, be strong and do not give up, for your work will be rewarded. I feel like this trophy is like a reward. It's like a confirmation. We have the Four of Swords. Okay? The Four of Swords is all about this energy right here of taking care of yourself, resting, replenishing, rejuvenating your body. I just heard overdid it. Maybe you overdid something and you needed to take a time out, rest, recuperate so you can get back to your best self here. Maybe you needed to heal as well from something you needed to let go of here. Okay? And if you are still working on healing and allowing things to fall off, right? Knowing that greater is coming, healing is a journey, right? It's not a destination. So, lay all your burdens, give those to God, right? So you can focus on your healing here. It says, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm on my way. Yeah, that's this path was coming to me. Like you've been patient, right? Slow and steady here, wondering like, should I let go of this path? Should I keep entertaining this path? But you're going to be rewarded here. It is successful here. Even though you can't see where you're going, right? But in your soul somehow it's destined, right? Well, the divine's going to be bringing in the magic, showing you that this is your destiny. It's ascending you to a new level here of success. But patience was required. I feel like it had to do with something you needed to release or heal from here. We have the Eight of Wands. And this is all about action, communication. So you could be receiving communication from something you've been waiting on, right? That's going to take you to this next level. It could be communication about this prosperity or abundance, or this, it says you are meant to be in charge. Maybe it need a new job opportunity. I'm hearing leader, so maybe you're going to be in a leadership position, right? Even, and this is in the dark. The writing is, I feel like you've been in the dark, which is why I said this could have been hidden from you here, right? Not knowing where you're going, but but you keep moving forward, knowing that your soul is being called. But this is why it's I'm hearing information. You're going to receive information and you're going to be like, wow, this feels like magic. Maybe also the divine, you could have gotten a vision. I'm getting this as well. A vision or intuitional hit about this coming in, right? And so when it does arrive, it's going to be a confirmation about your spiritual gifts. I'm just hearing that as well. Okay. So just so you know, I feel like this is a strong message about somebody who started a path, right? Worried about if you should give up. And the divine is here saying, no, this is destined for you. You just need to believe and decide that's who you're going to be here. This is what you're going to do, right? And believing in the unseen, the magic of the divine, right? Because there's something hidden from you that's going to elevate you into a higher level of success here. I will restore the lost years. Joel 2:28. Yeah. Okay. So this is about healing. You had to take a time out to restore, right? Well, I know this says not that meaning, but that's really what I got from that word restore. You took a time out to heal here, right? Heal from situations, experiences, right? Things that need to be released. And through that healing, I feel like you've been walking with the divine, right? Listening to your calling here, not sure where you're going, okay? And now the divine's coming in saying, I saw everything. I saw everything you went through. I saw, how you invested, I'm hearing, how you invested in yourself. And now I'm going to restore all your lost years. So if you're somebody who's been on a long healing journey, working on yourself, raising your vibration, elevating yourself towards the best version of yourself, right? And it's been taking years, okay? I feel like I'm speaking to someone who's been on this journey for quite some time here, right? Or maybe you were in a long season of lessons, right? And now you've healed from those lessons, right? Applied the knowledge to your life, closing that chapter, and now the divine's saying, okay, now what's coming in now? This new chapter, it's going to restore all those lost years, okay? Maybe you thought, man, I spent so much time maybe on the wrong people, the wrong situations, but they're all meant to teach you a lesson, okay? That lesson apply that lesson to your life, right? So you can grow and evolve and expand beyond that, raising your vibration, raising your frequency so that you can get to a higher, get that alignment with that higher version of yourself, right? But you can't do that without having to grow through pain, okay? But the divine is coming in here and is getting ready to restore all those lost years. Okay? What you think you become, what you feel you attract, what you imagine you create. Okay? And it's interesting. It matches this card. So I'm going to read it again. What you think you become, what you feel you attract, and what you imagine you create. Yeah, this is all the power of your mind. Right? Your mind, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. Okay? And that creates your reality. I talk a lot about that on this channel. Maybe you've been working on a creative project or something that you're passionate about. Right? And by doing so, it could have been something that you've been doing through a period of healing, period of restoration. That's what I'm hearing, right? While taking care of yourself here. But whatever you've been thinking and feeling and imagining, I feel like it's coming in now. I feel like it's coming in. And this is just a reminder that that your thoughts, your actions, and your feelings have power. Okay? You want to make sure that they're aligned with your vision. Okay? Because what you think about, what you speak about, that becomes your reality. Okay? It doesn't become your reality overnight, but the more energy and power you give to it, the more it creates your reality. Okay? All right. Therefore, he is able to save completely those who come to God through him, because he always lives to intercede for them. Hebrews 7:25. I'm getting, and I know this is a scripture, but really what flew out to me in this was God interceded for you here. So he may lead you on a new path or guiding you in a new direction. And by doing so, he's going to restore all your lost years here. I'm getting like he saved you. He saved you and is putting you on a new path that you always imagined. That's what I'm getting. Always imagined. But he interceded here. And he may have interceded you, leading you to a new person or this new opportunity, or which is why it's going to feel like magic here, or you feel like it feels like magic. But I feel like he's working behind the scenes through people, right, to bring this magic in for you. That's really what I'm getting. I know it's not exactly what that scripture says, but that's what flew out of me in those words. Okay? You know, God, and I feel like I'm speaking to someone who maybe you recently, you got off the path when it comes to, your spirituality path, right? I feel like maybe you got back on the path. That came up in yesterday's reading, but it's coming up again. It's like God is able to save you. Right now, I feel like I'm speaking to someone who got back on the path looking for direction, right? Letting him save you completely, right? Because you came back to him. And now because you came back to him, he's able to intercede in your life here. Putting you on the right path, saving you from what's not for you. I'm also getting that. Don't be a secret. If they can't mention you publicly, they shouldn't be able to have you privately. If you're a secret, please know you're probably not the only one. Okay? Maybe God interceded in a situation where you were a secret, or maybe this is how you were treated in the past here. All right. If you've encountered a situation in the past, or this could be part of the years that the divine is going to restore, people who kept you secret, right? I feel like God is getting ready to elevate you into public, to the spotlight, right? People who kept you secret are now going to see you in the spotlight. That just came out. Okay? I'm hearing you are no longer going to be hidden. That's what I just heard. You are no longer going to be hidden. Okay? And you no longer going to be someone's secret, right? You're meant to shine. You're meant for impact. I'm also getting that. I'm also getting that the divine may have interceded in a situation where maybe somebody who kept you a secret in the past was trying to find their way back to you, and the divine's like, no, that's not happening. Like, I feel like I'm speaking to someone who's very, very divinely protected here, right? Because you've surrendered to the path here and they're leading you. Okay? Therefore, I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you will receive it and it will be yours. Mark 11:24. Okay, that goes back to this, right? I'm speaking to someone who has I feel like you have strong faith. Maybe you have times of worry, right? But the divine, I feel like you do have strong periods of believing that you're going to receive this. It could be a person, an opportunity, take it how it resonates for you. And I believe that what you thought about, what you felt, what you imagine, right? The divine is saying, what you asked for in prayer, because you believed in it, you're going to receive it. Okay? It's believing and having faith that the divine is going to provide, right? Let your dreams be your wings. Yeah, again, you believed in this. And what I'm getting with these wings is this ascending here. It's like you're getting ready to fly, ascending to a higher level. It could be a position of power, like a high level position here, where your needs are going to be provided so you can focus on your path, your purpose, your mission here. It's going to feel like magic, because I'm really getting with the magic part is that you already had a vision of this. And so when it comes in, it's going to feel like, wow, okay, I guess I feel like it's going to be confirmation to your spiritual gifts. That's what I'm getting. We have air. Okay, now it says air. This is for like dealing with an air sign. So this could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Take that if that resonates. But what really came out to me when this air came out is I got, again, with this hot air balloon, it's like taking flight with the wings. This hot air balloon air, I feel like you're flying now, or you're going to be flying. You could be traveling by, flying to different locations. Traveling, that's really what I got with the air. Okay. I just heard keeping it simple. I don't know, take that how that read. Just heard that. Keeping it simple. I am open to the flow of great abundance in all areas of my life. Yeah, this is the energy you're in, which is why this is coming in. Because you believed. You believed that the divine was going to provide. And by doing so, it's coming in. Because remember, I said at the bottom of the deck, we had abundance. You come into money or receive more than expected, more than enough. Now remember, Abundance isn't always money, okay? For everybody, abundance could be defined differently, right? But whatever it is defined for you, it's going to be flowing into all areas of your life because the divine is going to be restoring those lost years, okay? Because he saw everything. This is all about balancing the scales in your life here. Your efforts are being rewarded here. I just heard Medal of Honor. So take that how that resonates. That's what I just heard. Okay. You may deserve a Medal of Honor after everything you've been through here and still believing. Okay. Don't change so people will like you. Be yourself and the right people will love you. Yeah. As this comes in, as you ascend to this new level, okay, it could be with this person, this new person, because we're releasing everything of the past, right? As things are restored here. This new level of abundance, right? You're now, the divine says, don't change who you are. Your authenticity and your truth and your light is what's going to bring the right people to love you, right? Loving you in the right way, loving you the way you deserve, right? So don't become don't morph yourself into what you think other people want you to be or what you should be, right? Staying true and solid in who you are, right? Not changing or morphing yourself into a version you think other people want, because your true power is in your authenticity, okay? You know, imperfections and all, right? Because that's where your true beauty is. That's where the right people are going to find you and love you the right way. That's what I just heard. Never give up. Oh, interesting. Success is just around the corner. Yes. This is another confirmation. Okay, I got to read the scripture again. Okay. Be strong and do not give up, for your work will be rewarded. Look, and then we have the card of success here. Never give up. Success is just around the corner. This is just around the corner. So if you're wondering, well, man, I've been waiting a long time. I've been patient here. I've slowed down. I took care of myself. Now I'm just waiting on divine timing. You know, I'm also hearing I bring the magic. So take that how that resonates. But this is just around the corner. So just hang tight. Hang tight, right? Enjoy this time where you're able to care for yourself, right? Loosen up. Okay. All right. So what I'm really getting with this is this is a part of this slowing down, right? Maybe you've been taking things too seriously because you've been worrying about your path, wondering, maybe you've been thinking about your lost years, okay? Right? Maybe you've been in a lot of self-reflection. Maybe also you've been carrying a lot of burdens. I'm getting that as well, which can make you uptight, right? Being in this like energy of constantly having this laser focus, right, on your path, on the goal of success here. We can forget to have fun along the way here. And the divine is just here saying, you know what? Make sure you loosen up, right? And have fun, because the right people who want to love you are coming in here. Okay? It doesn't all have to be so serious, right? There's time for fun, right? So keep believing in the magic, okay? Because it's coming in. Loosen up, do some fun things. Maybe this is what you've been working on as part of your self-care here. Doing fun things for yourself, laughing and enjoying all that life has to offer when it comes to loving yourself and feeling the freedom to laugh at yourself, right? Loving those imperfections. But know that whatever you felt you lost in the past, okay, God is going to restore it, okay? It was meant to teach you something about yourself. And you are going to be rewarded for that because you were successful in, I just heard, success in that chapter of your life. You may have thought you lost so much, right? But the divine is seeing it as a success because whatever you were meant to learn in that season, you learned it. Okay? And now the divine is ready to bring in your rewards here. Okay? So believe in that magic. Let's get some messages some cards to close this up, okay? But this is a beautiful reading. And, take time out to laugh at yourself and laugh with others and see the humor in things, right? Even though you've been so focused on achieving the success, now it's time to loosen up and have fun, right? Especially once this person comes in where you don't have to worry so much anymore, right? You're able to embrace what life has to offer you, right? Let's see. Okay. We have a 2 came out. So we have number 16. You could be seeing that number, or number 7. It says, you have all inquisitive mind that allows you to uncover important truths. You have a special ability to read into other people's feelings. A wisdom seeker, and your angels ask you to share your knowledge for the benefit of others. I am perceptive. Okay. This could be something that you're focused on doing. You have a level of wisdom that the divine wants you to share with others. Okay. I'm just hearing that you have a higher perspective of things that people are searching for. Okay, so if you're on a path where you are helping others, and that can be, anything under the sun that helps others have a higher perspective, keep going. Do not give up on that path. Number 24, that could be significant, or number 6. It says, you have a heart of gold and are very skilled in maintaining balanced, stable relationships. You are loyal to your loved ones, and you are able to be the nurturer, protector, and provider all at once. I am generous. Okay. So this person could be coming in and wants to be generous. But I also feel like part of giving people a higher perspective, right, is you being generous with your heart here, right? Loving those people around you, whether it's through your friendships, your relationships, your businesses, your clients, whatever it is, right? Being that nurturer, that provider and protector all at once, right? Giving to others. And it doesn't always have to be about money, right? It's just giving your time, your energy, and your value, and your loyalty, right? It all has major value when it comes to giving it to the right person. Okay? And I feel like someone is seeing that. It could be this other person here who wants to love you the right way and wants to be generous here. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we have number 44. That could be significant. Again, if you see these numbers, just define, this is your reading. It says, your angels are encouraging you to continue on your present life path with diligence and determination, and even greater success will come in the future. I am supported. Okay. Again, this is all about continuing on the path, right? Not giving up. Okay? All right, so we'll get a mantra here. I follow the signs the universe sends me. Okay, so like I said, believing in magic here, okay? The divine may have already shown you the outcome of the situation. And when it arrives, it's going to feel like magic, or this other person here is receiving signs and they're feeling like it's magic here. Okay, take it how it resonates. But the divine is leading you on this path, showing you signs. So make sure you're paying attention. Okay? Make sure you're paying attention. I deserve to take up space. Yeah, this is all about ascending up to the next level here, knowing your worth and value, knowing that your heart is of gold here, of high value, right? Because you are loyal to your relationships, that you provide, you have this protector, provider, nurturing, hearing essence to you, okay? And someone is seeing that, right? And now that you've elevated to this next level, the success is coming in. People who want, the right people that want to love you, the abundance that you've been waiting for, all these lost years are being restored because you walked away from things and situations that no longer serve you, right? That chapter of maybe being a secret in the past for other people, other situations, right? Take that if that resonates, right? You are now, I'm hearing, going public. That's what I just heard, going public. So anybody who treated you like a secret in the past is now going to see you in the spotlight, okay? Because that's where you belong. That's what I just heard. That's where you belong. The divine wants you to stand out here, okay? And he's leading you because you are on a path of purpose, of impact, right? It says, I am grounded, protected, and at peace. Yeah, I said earlier in the reading, I was speaking to someone who is highly divinely protected here. And it's just a confirmation that you are, right? You're grounded in that protection, right? Walking in faith, as we talked at the beginning, right? Releasing those worries. And you're going to be rewarded for your efforts here, right? And it's going to bring you peace here. Okay? Yeah, because at the bottom of the deck, I walk away from anything that dims my light. That's what you released here. You released all things that were dimming your light. And that could be people, places, things, situations, your thought pattern, anything that you were doing that was distracting you or bringing you down to a lower vibration, right? You've walked away from all of that, and now this is what's coming in, right? Because now you're in the light. You're back on your spiritual path. You're walking with the divine. You've done the healing, right? You're going to be receiving communication about this situation that, your success is coming in because you believed. And it's attracting the right people who want to love you, right? And not keep you a secret here. Okay? Because you're going to fly. That's what I'm getting. You're going to fly, but you're going to need to loosen up a little bit. And have some fun, okay? All right. So make fun be your focus. That's what I just heard. Make fun be your focus. Okay? Because you deserve it. All right? You deserve the magic that God is bringing into your life here, okay? That's the message I have for you. I hope it's resonated. I hope it's given you clarity to your path so you can grow and expand and get unstuck and start moving forward with the divine, okay? But if it didn't resonate, check back tomorrow. I do daily readings Monday through Friday. But until then, I'm sending you so much love and light. Have a great Tuesday, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.